Hello and welcome everybody to my first ever operator overview. This is a series that I'm going to be doing to try to help out new players pick people as they want to unlock more people, get more points, and they start moving through operators, and they kind of having a tough time deciding who they want. So I'm going to be going through each of the operators' abilities. I'm going to go through some of the situations where they're good, and I'm going to go through their weapons and all of their attachments that you can have on them. So we're going to be starting with Sledge here, as you can see. He is a difficulty 1 operator, so he's very good for new players. He is a speed 2 and an armor 2, so he's a mid-tier operator as far as speed and armor goes. His ability would be called a soft breach, so he can breach anything except for reinforced walls, hatches, that sort of thing. But he can breach castles, barricades. So if we go into his loadout here, we can see he has a shotgun and he has an assault rifle. I personally run the assault rifle just because an attacker with a shotgun, you're going to end up, kind of in a long-range combat situation, going to be at a disadvantage. So you can pick your assault rifle here. I put the ACOG on it. I have his vertical grip you can put on there. For his secondaries, he has his machine pistol, and he has his primary pistol. I run the primary pistol only because they did a patch recently that ended up making the recoil pattern on the machine pistols just uncontrollable. It's crazy. Yeah, you can use it, but you really have to, play with it quite a bit to get actually good with it. So we'll move on to his gadgets. He has a grenade and he has a stun grenade. I run the grenades because the stun grenades with Sledge specifically, you have to swing your sledgehammer to break through the wall, and so it's not really going to give you an opportunity to then throw a stun grenade. You'd have to sledge, stun grenade, and then push, which in situations that can be good, but more I like to huck grenades under doors where people are, or break through walls with it instead of having to be right up next to it with the sledgehammer. So if we exit there, we can go over to his just his cosmetics. If you're interested in that sort of thing, and I just run his default gear. I haven't bought anything for him. So if you can look, he has quite a few options. And in his uniforms, he does have a legendary, which is actually a very cool skin. So if that's what you're into and you want to pick up some cosmetics, that's totally up to you. But otherwise, he's a very good beginner operator. I'll run a little clip of custom game mode so you can see, the animations of him swinging and a couple options for choosing how you like to play with him. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I will be seeing you on the next one. Okay, here we are in a more real-world application. I've just joined a custom game just so I can show you guys, his abilities without having to worry about the gameplay at all. So to start out, you open up his sledgehammer, and it opens up this animation, and you release, and he will swing, and it takes a minute to pull out the gun. And this is something you have to consider when you are, breaching the peak and things like that, because it's gonna take you a second to pull your gun out. So you're gonna run up, you're gonna swing your sledgehammer, but if you were already moving into the doorway, someone would have the opportunity to shoot you. So it's kind of better to hit, hang back a second, and then you can clear in through the doorway like you were going to originally. For walls, he breaks them in a circular pattern, but if you look, I'll swing here, and it makes this round hole here, but you can't walk directly through without swinging twice. You have to crouch through if you aim low. If you aim high, he's going to swing, and it's going to make this big circular pattern, but it's going to end up being too small for you just to walk through. Obviously, I mean, I'm stuck here, so you have to jump over, you have to vault. So there's really, unless you swing twice, there's no way for you to directly walk through a wall. So that's something you're going to have to think about when you're going to breach around and you're trying to move through locations and you're trying to get to the objective. So for hatches, all you have to do is walk up and swing, and it will break the hatch, which will give you access to the area below that you're trying to get to. So as far as the only thing I can really say about Sludge not having the advantage of is because if he has a reinforcement on this hatch here, you can't break through it. Or if this wall right here is reinforced, you can't break through that either. So he's good as a soft breacher. He's all about getting entry into rooms, maybe a little bit away from the objective. Maybe he's trying to break through the window really quickly for your teammates to get through. Like, he would be very good with somebody else. You have your teammate here watching through this window. You're on the side here. You bring out your sledgehammer, you swing it, you break it, while your teammate has the opportunity to then get an immediate peek shots on anyone that might be inside the room. So that's where he kind of excels right there, but then he kind of falls down on the reinforcements. So now we'll go into his recoil pattern. So I'm going to fire first without any kind of recoil control at all. So I'm just going to hold it down and let it walk. So that's pretty, you know, obviously any gun that you don't try to recoil control is going to have quite a bit of walk to it. So this gun actually has fairly good recoil control. So then I'm going to actually control the recoil. And as you can see, it's a much smaller area there. So this is what you kind of want to be paying attention to when you're actually engaging. You're going to land more headshots and things like that as if you're not, you know, shooting all the way up there. So here's this machine pistol, and like I said before, it has a massive amount of recoil. I'm going to do the same thing, where I just, you know, hold the trigger down, and obviously, as you saw, it walks a ton. But even with the with that recoil control, you're still going to walk quite a bit. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are much better at it than me, but in the same note, you're not going to get a real good pattern on it. If you're close to something, you can do fine. I mean, I can make a small pattern if I'm right on top of it. But if you're farther away, the AR obviously is going to need to be what you're going to want to use in that situation. Because honestly, you can just, you know, tap fire and you're going to be better off than trying to be this close to somebody with that machine pistol. So for his grenades, which is really the last thing that he has, they're really good at, you know, clearing out these distant barricades at a distance. So you just cook them, throw them, it'll clear that barricade out. If I was on the outside, I could have been able to shoot in, you know, at anybody without, you know, putting myself at risk. Because you put his, sorry about that. So you put his, you know, ability right here. I'm still inside, you know, I have the opportunity to lean. However, if I just want to try to, you know, clear a hole in the wall, I can just cook this, throw it, let it blow up, and then I have, you know, access to this room without having to be, you know, right here. Because there's no escape for me right here. Once I hit that, I'm, you know, I'm trapped here. This is the area. Because if I push out, then I can get shot from someone over here or over here. So all in all, Sledge is a very good beginning operator. All right, and that wraps up Sledge. And thank you very much for watching. If you guys have any suggestions about some more in-depth things you'd like to look at, or if you'd like any kind of different content specifically about these operators to try to help you decide on what you need and what you're looking for in your next operator, just let me know and I'll be happy to help. Thank you very much.